Welcome back to Packs and Picks, and welcome to our second sealed deck build for Tarkir Dragonstorm. In the last video, I opened up 6 packs of the set, went over all the cards in the pool, and in this video, we're going to go over the deck that I came up with using those cards. So let's jump right in. First thing I want to talk about are our rares. So one of the things I like to do in any environment, any sealed environment, is just look at the rares that I open, see if there's something particularly powerful that's going to pull me into a color. And especially with a multicolored set like this where there can be really powerful things. So in our pool, we had some interesting rares to deal with. The first one, Call the Spirit Dragons. This is a 5-color enchantment. Has the alternate win condition, really flashy. But in sealed and limited, I find it really difficult to get to the 5-color requirement for cards like this. Now, even in a set like Tarkir Dragonstorm, which is heavily multicolored, you can do 5-color decks. I think in Seal especially, it can be really challenging to build a 5-color deck that's going to get you to pay off. So for us, in this sealed pool, Call the Spirit Dragons was kind of a blank as far as a rare that we're not going to be able to utilize. And then we had 2 other cards in 2 of the rare lands, Mysterized Village, Quarry Mountain Monastery. Not bad cards in their own right, but they are taking up our rare slot for our sealed pool. So we're kind of working with a few less rares than we might otherwise in a different type of sealed pool. So it's kind of a blessing and a curse. It limits our options as far as rares goes, gives us less things that might be tempting us for splashes or making difficult deck building decisions. But in the same way, it just doesn't give us more opportunities or powerful cards in the pool. So that was one interesting thing about this sealed pool in particular. 2 of the cards that came out to me when I was going through the pool and figuring out what deck to build, we got 2 copies of Venerated Stormsinger. So this is a 4-cost 3/3. Whenever it or another creature I control dies, it drains our opponent for 1. So definitely wants to be part of the mobilized deck or even in the Obzon deck with some of their tokens that are coming out. So we had 2 of these cards, so this really drove me towards wanting to see if we could make these cards work in a deck in our pool. So that's what I went looking for as far as building a deck. So I'll go ahead and set that up right now, and we can talk about some of the things that are neat with this build. So as I set this out here, you'll probably notice that we're going to be in the Mardu colors this time around, but not quite a lot of red. So really we're more of a white-black deck with a little bit of a red splash based on some of the lands that we've got. All right, so here's the kind of foundation of the deck here. Like I said, we're looking for a lot of the mobilized stuff or things that make tokens. So we've got out of the 1-drop slot, we've got Descendant of Storms. So this can make 1/1 spirit creature tokens repeatedly for us. We've got the Underfoot Underdogs, Kintree Nurturer. Basically just about any of these creatures out here are making either tokens in the form of Mobilize or Endure in the Obzon mechanic. So lots of tokens that can trigger our Venerated Stormsinger when they die. A couple things that we have to make use of our tokens as well. We've got a Zurgo's Vanguard that can get bigger with the more of our creatures we have out. We've also got a Bearer of Glory that can pump our team if the game does get to a point where we can swing in with a big pumped team. And now, going into black does let us use some of the rares that we did get in our pool, and we do have some good ones. So we've got a Scavenger Regent that's going to be in the deck. So on one half, it's a removal spell. On the other half, it's a good, efficient flyer. We've got Karsi Revenant. That's going to be a 3/3 Flying Death Touch lifelink that can also make something a Flying Death Touch lifelink. So really powerful card there. And then we got Sidisi, Regent of the Mire. So just a 2-cost 1/3, but she can sacrifice creatures to bring back creatures from our graveyard. So works with our Venerated Stormsinger, works with the tokens as well. So another way that we can enable our kind of Venerated Stormsinger sacrifice plan in this deck build. And then as far as interaction goes, we do have a decent number of removal spells. We've got Caustic Exhale, we've got 2 Stormplane Detainments. We also have another rare that we get to put in Inevitable Defeat. So exiles a permanent, gets us some life, keeps us alive, and Defibrillating Current in the Mardu colors as well. As far as mana fixing goes, we do have some good lands to help us with mana fixing. We've got Evolving Wilds, we've got a Scoured Barrens, Windscarred Crag, and we do get the Nomad Outpost to help us get all of our colors. As far as the sideboard goes, if we do need some more options out of the sideboard. We can go into red a little bit more. So we've got War Effort in the sideboard. So if we want to make our tokens a little bit bigger or get that automatic token, we can get the War Effort out there. Seize Opportunity I like is kind of a mini overrun. We can target 2 creatures, buff them up for a big attack. And then we do have 2 Stormshriek Ferals. So if we find ourselves getting outclassed in the air and we need some more dragons, more flyers, we could board in a couple Stormshriek Ferals to help us in that front. And that's the deck right there. So that's our second sealed deck for Tarkir Dragonstorm. Let me know what you like of this deck. Is there something in the pool that I missed that you think I should be considering more highly? What deck did you want to build from this pool? Let me know all your thoughts down in the comments and how you're enjoying the set so far. And stick around because there's only going to be more sealed pool builds from Tarkir Dragonstorm. I will see you soon.